Have you ever wondered why some moments in our spiritual journey feel like mountains lifted from our shoulders, yet other moments feel like mountains falling back upon us? Why do some divine reminders soften our hearts instantly, while others bounce off us as if nothing ever touched us? There is a secret rhythm in the human soul, a rise, a fall, a forgetting, and a remembering. And hidden inside two short verses of Surah Al-Baqarah is one of the most powerful descriptions of that rhythm. These verses are not just a story of Bani Israel. They are a story of me and you, a story of every seeker, a story of every heart that promises, breaks the promise, then is called back to the promise. If you truly listen, these verses will not just reach your ears. They will travel like a tremor through your chest. Let us begin. Verse 63, and remember when we took your covenant and raised over you the mount. Take what we have given you with strength, and remember what is in it, so that you may be God-fearing. We unfold this slowly, like a rose opening under the morning sun. Each phrase a petal, each petal a fragrance. And when we took your covenant. In Sufi understanding, a covenant is not just a promise made in history. It is the eternal promise the soul made before entering this world. The promise of Alastu Birabbikum, am I not your Lord? Your heart remembers this covenant even when your mind forgets it. Every moment of longing, every sudden tear in night prayer, every whisper of regret, every unexpected moment of awakening, all of it is the soul remembering that ancient agreement. When Allah says, we took your covenant, He is speaking to your timeless self, your original purity, your pre-world consciousness. This covenant is not a burden. It is your true identity calling you back. And we raised over you the mount. Outwardly, this refers to Mount Tor being lifted. Inwardly, the mountain symbolizes the weight of divine reality, the moment when God's truth becomes impossible to ignore. There comes a moment in every seeker's life when the mountain is lifted over us, a crisis that shakes us, a moment of truth we cannot escape, a spiritual sign we cannot deny, a sudden nearness of the divine that overwhelms everything else. The mountain is that massive spiritual pressure that forces you to face what you have avoided for years. Sometimes your heart will only wake up when the mountain is raised. And yet, this mountain is not raised to crush you, but to push you back into your covenant, to remind you of who you really are. Take what we have given you with strength. This phrase is an entire ocean. Take with strength does not mean with physical force. It means take with presence, with seriousness, with depth, with sincerity, with commitment, with love, with vulnerability, with courage. It is as if Allah is saying, do not approach my words with half a heart. Don't take spirituality casually. Don't carry my guidance like a burden. Hold it like a treasure. Embrace it with your entire being. Sufis say, weakness in holding the divine leads to strength in holding the world. But strength in holding the divine leads to freedom from everything else. Take with strength also means do not surrender to laziness. Do not treat your soul casually. Grab your spiritual life with both hands as if your eternity depends on it, because it does. And remember what is in it. This is the inner command that breathes life into the soul. Remember. Why remember? Because forgetting is the nature of the human heart. Sufis say the heart has two movements, remembering, forgetting. Human life oscillates between these two. You remember for a day, forget for a week, remember again for a moment, forget again for a month. Allah does not say never forget. He says, whenever you forget, return to remembering. Not remembering the book means forgetting your purpose, forgetting your soul, forgetting your inner truth, forgetting your covenant, forgetting your spiritual identity. Remembering means bringing the book into your breath, bringing the divine into your routine, letting revelation shape your thoughts. letting remembrance soften your heart, letting surrender guide your actions. A heart that remembers is alive, a heart that forgets is asleep, and a heart that refuses to remember is dead. So that you may be God-fearing. Taqwa, God-fearing. In Sufi terms does not mean terror. It means awareness of God's nearness. To live with taqwa is to live with a subtle trembling inside, not of fear of punishment, but fear of distance from the one you love. It is the spiritual emotion of, I cannot bear to lose him. I cannot afford to be far from him. I cannot live without his closeness. Taqwa is the sensitivity of the soul. Some hearts are like stone. Nothing affects them. Some hearts are like glass. Everything touches them. Taqwa is when your heart becomes delicate to the divine. Verse 64. But you turned away thereafter, and had it not been for Allah's favor and mercy upon you, you would certainly have been among the losers. But you turned away thereafter. This is where the verses become mirror-like, because every human being, no matter how awakened, experiences this turning away. You make a promise, you break it. You start praying regularly, you stop. You feel close to Allah one night and far away the next morning. The Quran does not beautify human nature, it reveals it. But you turned away. This is the spiritual fall, the slip, the relapse, the forgetting, the return to old habits. In Sufi understanding, this is not the end of the journey, this is the journey. What matters is not that you fell, but whether you get up again. Had it not been for Allah's favor. Here begins the most comforting part. Your return to God is not powered by your strength, it is powered by His favor. You come back not because you are strong, but because He is merciful. Every moment of guilt, every feeling of being lost, every desire to return, every spark of longing, every tear, every sigh at night, every sudden urge to pray, all of it is His favor pulling you back. You think you turned to Him, but in reality, He turned to you first, and His mercy upon you. Mercy is not just forgiveness. Mercy is what makes spiritual life possible. It is His mercy that keeps the door open, His mercy that allows the heart to soften, His mercy that lets you feel His nearness after distance, His mercy that lets you breathe spiritually again. Without His mercy, a single sin would crush you, a single mistake would break you, a single slip would end you. But His mercy is larger than your lifetime of errors. It is the ocean into which all rivers of regret eventually flow. You would certainly have been among the losers. This line is not condemnation, it is revelation. It reveals the truth that no one survives spiritually without God's help. You cannot rely on your knowledge, your piety, your habits, your will, your discipline. The moment you rely on yourself, you fall. The moment you rely on Him, you rise. The losers in this verse are not those who make mistakes, but those who refuse to return, who reject mercy, who ignore the covenant, who stay asleep even when the mountain is raised. Loss is not in sin. Loss is in stubbornness. Victory is not in perfection. Victory is in returning. The mystical summary. These two verses tell the entire story of the seeker. You made a covenant with God before existence. You forget that covenant in the world. God sends reminders, sometimes gentle, sometimes like a mountain. You are told to hold His guidance with strength. You forget again. You fall again. You turn away. Yet His mercy pulls you back. His favor saves you from loss. This is the cycle of the soul, falling, rising, forgetting, remembering, losing, returning. The seeker is not the one who never falls, but the one who never stops rising. Closing call to the heart. My friend, if these verses touch something inside you, if they reminded you of your own spiritual rise and fall, if they awakened a whisper of yearning in your chest, then don't let that feeling die. Your covenant with Allah is not ancient history. It is living inside your heart right now. Let these verses become your reminder. Let them become your mountain lifted above you. Let them become your return. And if you want more such deep, mystical interpretations, the kind that speak to the soul, the kind that awaken your inner longing, then make sure you follow this journey, because your heart deserves to be reminded again and again and again until the covenant awakens fully in you, until the mountain becomes light, until the mercy pulls you into nearness. May your heart never tire of returning.